All right, guys, so a lot of us are looking for plants that are going to stand the test of time in our garden. Those that will be able to go on and on, whether it be a shrub, whether it be a ground cover, or whether it just be a herb that's going to spunk up an area. And I've got a great selection of plants here for you. This is one of my favorite. It's called the Indian Hawthorn. Its botanical name is Caliphyllus. It is a member of the rose family. You can see it. I mean, look in these flowers. This guy gets really big, like 2 meters in height, about 1.5 meters wide. Gives you loads and loads of flowers, early spring, right through the summer. Generally, the plants are just full of flowers, as you can see it here. You can clip it, you can prune it, you can buy it as standards, and there's also a dwarf variety that you can buy. And the good thing about this plant is it can grow right on the coast where there's lots of sea air, right up into the mountains and into the very most coldest parts of South Africa. This plant will do well. Use it as a background planting to give you some height and enjoy it. It is a fabulous shrub. I remind you, it's called Caliphyllus, or the Indian Hawthorn plant. Now, this guy here packs a punch, known as the butterfly bush. Very common perennial that you'll see in most garden centers. But let me tell you, it certainly has got legs. Look at this, one plant, lots and lots of flowers, really just bursting with all the color that's waiting to come through here. This is called a gora. It's gora pink butterfly. Each plant will get at least 1.5 feet wide and a little bit taller than this, but lots of color. And it's a true perennial. So it's going to go on in your garden and on and on. After about the second year, this little guy is going to start looking a bit scraggly. So then what you've got to do is get your pear secateurs, cut it back really hard. And I mean, be vicious. Cut it back hard, put some good compost around the plant, feed it with the good organic fertilizer, and bang, it's going to come away again and do its thing for another few years for you. Then, agapanthus. I mean, who doesn't like an agapanthus? In fact, a friend of mine said they're going to make a sign that says, beware of the agapanthus, because they've got so many of them in their garden. This one over here is called summer gold. Yeah, it's an agapanthus. These beautiful variegated leaves. It does get a flower, beautiful blue flower, right above this foliage. Great in semi-shade or in full sun. And it has these tightly cascading leaves, which really give you a lot of show right throughout the year. And then for a few little herbs. And not only should these guys be designated to the herb garden, I personally think they should be in amongst your other flowers as well. This is called the curry bush. It's got this lovely fine foliage, and remember, grey in the garden is wicked, folks. You can prune this, or you can just leave it to grow, because naturally it has a very nice clump forming. It's got that curry smell, so yes, you can cook with it. But look at that combination. Pink with the grey. I mean, that is absolutely beautiful. And then we've got this guy over here. Very odd foliage, very tiny leaves. And this is called Caliphyllus, and it's a little herb as well. Use it in your garden just to brighten up different plants. And finally, an ordinary spinach with a twist. This is called Bright Lights, and you can see why it's called Bright Lights, because look at its awesome stems. Yellows, reds, kind of luminous. And this I've seen planted in just general perennial borders with other plants popping out in between them, and man, they look wicked. Combined with greys, yep, now you see it light up. Even with something brighter to pick up the yellow. It's a really great plant, and the good news is as well, you can pick it and cook with it, and if you're worried about it keeping all this ugly color or this bright color that your kids might not want to eat, it drains the color you lose whilst you're cooking it. So it's normal, just like the ordinary spinach, but it's got this funky color whilst it's growing in your garden. So folks, here's a selection of tough plants. Go out, find them and put them in your garden, and you'll see the difference immediately.